turn it this way. We're going to turn it just a little bit this way. Just a little bit. Just boom. Still got the weasel. Still haven't named this weasel. Let us know again. What should we name this weasel? Still haven't named it. I don't know.
3, 2, 1, bro.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nick Murphy. I'm one half of the Brothers Murph, and this is Why I Play Board Games. Why I Play Board Games is a little series that Mike and I do occasionally where we want to talk about why it is that we're so obsessed with board games, why it is we started this whole channel, why do we do this? There's a billion different hobbies out there, and we chose board games, and the reason for that is there's a lot of different reasons. And the reason that I play board games is because of the strategy. If you watch our channel at all, you would know that Mike and I are not good at like analyzing or speaking or thinking in general. But despite all that, I love the strategy in board games. I like that board games challenge my mind. I love a really good brain burner where afterwards my head is like, wow, wow, wow. I love that. I think it's super, super cool. And I think that there's not that much stuff that engages our mind in the way that board games do nowadays. I love technology like everything else. I love my phone. I love my computer, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of that stuff doesn't make you think very much. It's very convenient. It's very cool. I love it to death. But it doesn't engage your mind. And in my opinion, the same goes for video games. Video games don't engage your mind as much as something like a board game does. They both engage you. I'm not saying video games are bad or necessarily even worse, but in this respect, I think board games have the upper hand on them in the same way that you can read a book or you can watch a movie. They're both great. Neither one is bad. They both have pluses and minuses, but books are going to engage your mind a lot more than that movie is, for the most part. And I love that about board games. I love the strategies. I love the fact that it makes me think really hard, that I have to like work outside the box and work through these problems to try to get the upper hand on my opponents, or work through problems together if we're playing a cooperative game. There's a gentleman in our game group named Marty. We've talked about him a number of times, and he's 83, and he's so dope, and he hangs with the best when playing Terraforming Mars, crushing butt all day. He's awesome. And one thing he says very, very often, he goes, well, board games keep my mind sharp. I really do think that board games are one of the main reasons why at 83 he's so cognizant, he's so sharp, because he's constantly working his brain. You know, one of those things like you don't use it, you lose it. I think with brains, a lot of times that is the case. And we've done segments about like mental fortitude and talking about like how as you play games you get smarter. Not that all of a sudden now I'm a brilliant mathematician because of board games, but I do feel like engaging your mind in that way is a huge, huge benefit that we just don't really get in other parts of our world. So I love the strategy just in general. But what part of the strategy do I like the most? This is something I would love to hear from you down in the comments, is what part of the strategy do you love the most? I'll tell you right now, my favorite thing in terms of board game strategy particularly is having to adapt. I love that. Constantly having to adapt, having to change my plans, having to move over here. I'm like, oh, I have a whole plan, but because this person took this card or this person did this action, okay, well, that whole plan's gone. Got to do something new. Boom. I love that constant, like, you're in a mogul. You're just going like boom, 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 from mogul to mogul, and strategy, having to adapt to how the game goes. I love that. And I think that's such a beneficial point of life of like, hey, man, I had this plan, but this didn't go my way, so now I have to, boom, switch over to this plan, and I got to make it work, and I got to keep moving, I got to keep running. I think that's a really, really good life skill to have in general, and it's one that I think board games teach a lot, is the realization that you're going to make plans, and they're not going to go your way. And that's okay. You just have to adapt to the situation you've been given. And I just love that. And a lot of times, my favorite games are games where you have to adapt a lot. You have to do it every single turn. You are changing your plans. You're manipulating the way you think. You're doing this to make your plan work in the confines of this board in this game. I love it so, so much. So that's my favorite part of strategies, the big umbrella term of strategy. What's my favorite little thing? That's it. I love the adaptation. I love having to constantly change my plans and constantly adapt them and tweak them to make them work. But what's yours? What is it that you really love about board games? Are you like me? Is strategy and having to think really heavily a big part of it? Let me know down in the comments below. And that's going to be it. I have been Nick Murphy, and this has been Why I Play Board Games, the strategy.
Hey, you just saw us in that video, and now here I am again. Why are you still here? Since we got you here, go ahead and check out Restoration Games. There's info for them in the description below, and they sponsor us. They're super cool and have great games. And there's also like things to click to subscribe to us, and this game is broken. There's videos. There's just more stuff to click so you can see more of this.